An absolutely gorgeous Saturday in the Mountain State. West Virginia making their way into Milan Puskar Stadium, but not before they stop and wave to the West Virginia Children's Hospital just beyond the north end zone. We welcome you to the Big 12 on ESPN. The West Virginia Mountaineers looking for a win at home for the second consecutive week to start the season today, hosting the Albany Great Danes out of the CAA. It's a day that feels more like mid-October than early September, and we are glad to be with you from beautiful West Virginia. Alongside the former Kansas State Wildcat and Super Bowl champion Barrett Brooks, I'm Richard Cross. Last Saturday could have been one of the most memorable in West Virginia football history, but it turned into a disappointing Saturday because of the way the Mountaineers played. This is a football team that cannot wait to get back on the field tonight.
Absolutely, get that bad taste out their mouth. It wasn't the effort, it wasn't the physical play, it was decision-making. Linebackers flowing too fast, defensive linemen switching stunts too fast. They've got to slow down and play their game.
And West Virginia quarterback Garrett Green admitted that he could certainly play better than he did last week. He's got 21 career touchdown passes, 7 interceptions, can really do it with his arm, but not just with his arms.
Absolutely. In order for this offense to work, he has to use both his legs and be that guy that can go out there and play physical and run through players as opposed to throwing the ball down the field.
West Virginia has never lost to an FCS opponent, but today's opponent is no pushover. The Albany Great Danes come into this. A season ago, they played in the FCS semifinals. This is a good and proud football program.
And they play sound football in the trenches. They run the ball consistently, and they can rush the passer.
Albany won the toss. They deferred to the second half, and so it's the West Virginia offense that we will see first. You get a look there at Greg Gattuso. He is the head coach of Albany. Told us, I love this team. It's a team that looks a lot different than it did a year ago. They had 4 players off of last year's FCS semifinal team that transferred to the FBS level Power 4 programs. Opening kick, and we are underway. That is Traylon Ray from the goal line looking to return it, and not great field position. Knocked down inside the 10-yard line. It is a gold rush Saturday in Morgantown. All gold on the field, all gold in the stands as we get our first look at Garrett Green, the senior from Tallahassee, Florida.
Really understands how to run this offense when he uses his legs and his arms. He has to run this game like it's going to be, he can go out there and really impose his will on that defense.
Jaheim White is the running back in the backfield. He is electric with the ball in his hands. Play action, pass complete out to the near side. That's Traylon Ray on the reception for a first down.
Just want to get everything opened up, throw the ball so they can start running the rock on them through the middle of that defense.
There is a flag. We'll check that.
Eligible field, offense, number 50, 5-yard penalty.
That's the center, Brandon Yates, who I guess released down the field a little too early. That will wipe the 15-yard gain off the board.
Rich, that comes with running RPOs. Offensive linemen are blocking the run, and if they pass it, they don't pass it soon enough, then you don't know as an offensive lineman you're going down the field and the ball is being thrown.
West Virginia had only 1 penalty in their game last week against Penn State. They get a penalty here on the first play of the game. That's Cole Taylor, the tight end, moving in line at the end, and they give it to Jaheim White. A burst up the middle out near the 20-yard line. Denzel Patrick finally brought him down.
That's the physical play they want. Now they're back on the line, wanting to make sure that they keep that defensive line out there and run the ball consistently up front.
White stays in the game. They go to the air this time, and that is complete to Traylon Ray out across the 30-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Ron Holmes on the tackle after a gain of 13.
This is where Garrett Green needs to mature as a passer during these 2-minute type of offenses.
Looked good throwing the ball so far. Jaheim White bouncing it to the outside with a burst. One of the things their offensive coordinator, Chad Scott, told us was it feels like every time he touches the ball, something big can happen. A gain of 16 there. But another flag.
If you watch the play, I can't wait to see it because you see the quarterback.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Defense. Number 14. 15-yard penalty. Will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's Kevon Angry, the senior from Powder Springs, Georgia, called for the penalty.
On the quarterback. The quarterback went out to block him, and he went and undercut his legs. This goes to show the toughness that Green has as a runner.
Not every day you see the quarterback as the lead blocker.
Right.
Luke Richmond, our referee today, I've already heard from him a couple of times. West Virginia into UAlbany territory. Green wants to throw, and he dumps it off. That's Cole Taylor, his tight end. And Taylor is upended at the 33-yard line.
Green showing great poise out there, executing the offense, getting it to his receivers, his big play receivers. Tight end's going to be integral in this offense with the short passes and also blocking on run plays.
This is an offense for West Virginia that features two running backs, Jaheim White and C.J. Donaldson. We've only seen Jaheim White so far in this game. He gets the ball in his hands, and he's stacked up after a short gain. Dante Lunan leading the way, the senior from Miami Gardens, Florida, and a transfer from Bryant. And also Lunan today normally wears number 10. Today he is wearing number 8. I'll tell you more about that as we go through the game and why he's wearing number 8. That's the Play Like AJ honor. In honor of the late AJ Simon. On the ground to the outside. Irv Wiggins on the tackle after Garrett Green gains enough yardage for a first down.
This Duke's defense have to make sure they play sound, disciplined football. Stay on the outside. If you have outside containment, bring everything in to the rest of the players in the inside so you can corral a running back.
Gallagher, the receiver that came all the way across the formation to the bottom of your screen, now walks back into the slot. First and 10, West Virginia. That one incomplete, trying to get it to Rodney Gallagher Gallagher III. He had one catch last week against Penn State.
You know, up front, this Duke's defense want to rush the passer. They were great last year, led the FCS, and up at the top as far as sacks and influence the quarterback in negative plays.
Everything is about putting pressure on the quarterback. They'd like to do that with the front four. White stacked up there. Gang tackle, including Ron Holmes and others.
Bill Nessett, the defensive coordinator for the Dukes, he was able to do that last year. Rush four and not send linebackers. I think against this Mountaineer offense, he's going to have to bring a little bit of pressure. This is a veteran offensive line, a big offensive line, and they are known for running the ball very consistently.
Third and long. Traylon Ray in motion. They swing it to Ray. Ray across the 20, down close to the marker. Well, it's going to depend on the spot. He needed to go to almost the 16-yard line. He's going to be about half a yard short of the first down.
This is where you should see hard-nosed football, running between the tackles. Don't try to do any misdirection. Just put your man on the defensive lineman, drive block him, go for the first down.
A little bit bigger back. C.J. Donaldson comes into the game. Number 4, you'll see him lined up in the backfield. Pistol formation with Green at quarterback. Fourth down, less than a yard. It's a handoff to Donaldson, lowers his head and pushes the pile across the 15. First down, West Virginia.
There was no playing around with that. Simple inside run play, zone inside. Run behind the center and them two big guards.
5th first down of this opening drive for West Virginia. This is the 11th play of the drive coming up as the Mountaineers looking to strike first, hosting the UAlbany Great Danes out of the CAA. Two tight ends on that right side. Green has it swatted away in the end zone, trying to get it to Preston Fox. That was Kevon Angry in coverage that time. He was step for step with Fox.
Great coverage on there, but you know, you look at this defense. They are really good in man-to-man, but you look at this offensive line, they were in 12 personnel, one quarterback, two tight ends, and they're going to use that more so as a base formation in their offense.
Those two tight ends were Cole Taylor and Traylon Davis. You see that look again. Taylor is the tight end on the line. Now it's on the ground. Jaheim White breaks a tackle. He gets the 5, gets a block from his quarterback, and gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
Rough and tough quarterback play. That's not a fullback blocking. That's Green, the quarterback, leading on the block.
He knocked Denzel Patrick off of his mark, and Jaheim White, reason to dance in the end zone. 12 plays, 90 yards, a little over 5 minutes, and a touchdown for the Mountaineers on this Gold Rush Saturday in Morgantown. Michael Hayes on to try the extra point. And a good start for this West Virginia offense.
Great start, physical play, running in between the tackles, passing when they needed to pass. But like you said, 5 first downs. Look at Green. Lead block, touchdown, Mr. White.
West Virginia took the opening possession of the game, drove 90 yards, and cashed it in with a Jaheim White touchdown, with Garrett Green, the quarterback, leading him into the end zone. And now Neil Brown in his 6th season, one game over 500, coming off a 9-4 year. Best year, a year in which West Virginia was picked 14th in the Big 12 going into the season. They played last year with a huge chip on their shoulder. Similarly, a year ago, lost the season opener to Penn State. It was on the road in Happy Valley and then reeled off 4 in a row right after that. Trying to do the exact same thing. This opening kick will go out of bounds. There's Michael Hayes, the kicker for West Virginia.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, number 22. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Albany.
Rich, these are the little things that plague you as a coach. You know, these are things that they can control. And now, you know, it gives the offense a decided advantage against that defense. Now they're at the 35.
Good field position for UAlbany in their opening possession as Miles Burkett comes out, the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, transfer from the University of Wisconsin. On the ground, Griffin Waddell, and that's going to lose yardage. Josiah Trotter, the redshirt freshman, picking up where he left off last week. 10 tackles in his West Virginia debut. Yes, if you are wondering about that last name, it is a familiar one. His father, Jeremiah Trotter, 4-time Pro Bowler with the Eagles. His brother Jeremiah Trotter Jr. now with the Eagles after an All-American career at Clemson, and now it's Josiah Trotter's turn in college football. Missed all of last season with an ACL injury, but he has been good to start the year. Best player on the defensive side, says head coach Neil Brown, as that pass falls incomplete, intended for Seven McGee.
Yeah, the Trotters, I'm very familiar with the Trotters. I played with the Axeman himself, Jeremiah Trotter, and if you look at Jeremiah Jr., he's setting his own play out there.
Miles Burkett, the sophomore from Milwaukee, last week against Long Island in the opener, 165 yards, a touchdown, and no picks. Faisal Aiden comes in as the running back on 3rd down and 12 for UAlbany. Great Danes won 27-21 last week in the season opener against LIU. Burkett incomplete. Pass intended that time for Levi Wentz. Aiden Garnes in coverage. Made his West Virginia debut after transferring in from Duquesne a year ago.
You know, Jared Ambrose, the offensive coordinator, wants to make sure he throws multiple sets at him. Back then, they were in no tight end formation. One running back, we call that 10 personnel, and tried to get the ball out with a quick pass.
Owen Lawson will punt. It's a driving spiral. Preston Fox will receive it at the 11-yard line. Brings it out across the 20. 47-yard punt that time from Lawson, and that takes us to a timeout. 8:38 to go in the first quarter. West Virginia in front 7-0. 7-zip, West Virginia in front over Albany at midway point of the first quarter. Neil Brown last week said, disappointing to say the least. We need to play. Can't wait to get back on the field. Need to play good football. Wish we could have played last Sunday. We are better than we played last week. See 4 drop passes, only 5.6 yards per completion or per attempt last week. Just not a great offensive day. Now, in fairness, they were playing against a really good defense in Penn State.
Absolutely.
But that's a game West Virginia would love to have a redo with. C.J. Donaldson in the backfield after Jaheim White was on the field for the opening drive. Garrett Green down the middle of the field into coverage. What a catch. Out at the 45-yard line, Rodney Gallagher III hauls it in for a gain of 21. There is a flag on the play.
Correction. First down, West Virginia.
Is that not actually a flag?
No, I think it's one of the towels.
You got a towel?
Yeah, West Virginia, yeah,
okay.
a towel. But I mean, you can run play action. When you run the ball consistently, you can run play action, which opens up the middle of the field because the linebacker is going to bite on that run fake.
Donaldson carrying it to the outside, picks his way through and picks up a first down to the 43-yard line. Irv Wiggins and Ron Holmes ultimately brought him down, but not before a gain of 13.
12 personnel. You got 2 tight ends on the outside blocking like they're tackles, driving back the defensive end 5 yards on that play.
That's been almost the every down package so far, Barrett, with the combination of Traylon Davis and Cole Taylor. This time it's Taylor who's lined up more in that H-back spot there at the bottom of your screen. Screen back to the air, wide open. A lot of cushion out there for Justin Robinson, the transfer from Mississippi State. They said they want a little bit more out of him. He's a big target. They need to take advantage of Justin Robinson. He picks up a first down there after a gain of 18.
You got size and speed, and he has them both. Definitely a weapon when you get it in his hands.
This West Virginia offense humming early. Donaldson to the outside. Patient run there by the big man. Takes it down to the 15-yard line, close to another first down.
This run game, they're running outside zone. Nothing like they're trying to fool them or anything. Handing the ball off, running outside. They're able to get the outside because they're not getting any penetration on the outside, which allows them almost a first down every time they want to run it.
Just one tight end this time for West Virginia. They fake to Donaldson and they go to Cole Taylor. Taylor knocked off his feet after a short gain down around the 13-yard line.
Right now they got this Duke defense out of sorts because at this point, the way they're running the ball, you have to be sure you look at the running back, and when you're focused on the running back, it opens up the pass. Now that tight end has been blocking that defensive end, is wide open on the play because he thinks he's going to come off and block him.
West Virginia averaging better than 8 yards per play here in the first quarter. They fake it to Donaldson. Green looking toward the end zone. That is caught. That's a touchdown for West Virginia. There's a flag on the play on the far sideline. For right now, though, it's Justin Robinson hauling it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, Rich.
decline. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So the touchdown will stand for WVU. 6 plays, 76 yards.
It was basically a free play for Green. He saw the guy jump off sides. When he saw the defender jump off sides, he knew he had a free play on it.
First touchdown catch for Robinson in a Mountaineers uniform. He had 4 in 2 seasons at Mississippi State. Michael Hayes on for the extra point. So far, it is all West Virginia. 2 touchdown drives, long touchdown drives, and they forced a 3 and out the only time the defense has been on the field.
They watch on the play, jumps offside, but then he comes out on the boot to the left side, and it's just a simple out route on the play, on the outside.
Justin Robinson with the touch. West Virginia with 2 possessions and 2 touchdown drives. Mountaineers lead at 14-0. Garrett Green, 7 of 9, 80 yards and a score to start the ball game. Jamal Cooney will be the deep man for Albany. Michael Hayes, the second, will kick it off again for the all gold-clad Mountaineers. Cooney takes it, drops it at the 8. And signaled fair catch, so I'll be at the 25-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown play, Barrett. What do you see here?
Well, first of all, they jumped offside, so Green knew he had a free play. But then it was a great call by Chad Scott, the offensive coordinator, because they flooded him all 3 zones. Tight end underneath, and it's hard to cover a guy like Robinson because he has a 2-way go, and he just runs an out route because they run outside receiver over the top. And it's just, pitch and catch with a guy with that type of size and that type of speed. Real easy when you have weapons like that to complete passes like that.
I beg your pardon, they did not put that ball at the 25. Said he muffed it and recovered it, and then the whistle blew. So Albany starting at the 8-yard line. Waddell is in the backfield. Burkett wants to throw, and he throws complete out to Dylan Walker. No, they'll say incomplete. It was intended for Dylan Walker, the Colorado State transfer, out at the 20-yard line.
Well, at this point, Miles Burkett needs to get it to his weapon. He needs to go to 7 McGee. He's a big-time receiver. He's a bit on the small side, but he's dynamic when he gets the ball.
Numbers fitting.
Yeah, exactly.
If your name is 7 and you don't wear 7, something is wrong. But 7 McGee wearing 7. See him lined up there at the top of your screen. Second and 10. Trying to go back to the air. The pressure. And down goes Burkett. Hammond Russell, the 4th, and T.J. Jackson met at the quarterback.
It's really starting to be guys up front just making plays. Too much time on and not enough pass blocking for Miles Burkett to do anything. Nobody's open. This is a run-based offense. They like to run counter trays and things of that nature. They haven't been able to do it because they get too much penetration up front by that Mountaineer defense.
3rd down and 14. Albany's offense has had trouble dealing with this West Virginia defense so far. They saw Aiden comes in, but a flag in before the play. They were having trouble getting lined up that time. I think it's going to be a delay of game.
Snap. Delay game. Offense, number 5. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
Albany has run 5 plays for -6 yards on its first 2 offensive possessions. See if Jordan Leslie, the defensive coordinator, turns up the pressure here. Just a 4-man rush. And that pass is complete out across the 20-yard line. Caden Birdie with the catch, the sophomore from Marlton, New Jersey. That's enough for a first down. A great throw that time by Burkett.
And they have the weapons out there. This is just a simple in cut, and he was able to throw right in between 2 DBs on the play.
Gain of 20. Out to the 22-yard line. And a little bit of breathing room, and now maybe an exhale of relief for the Great Danes. Marquette going to keep it himself, and he is met by Ty French, the senior from Moultrie, Georgia, transfer from Gardner-Webb.
Just sound defense. The defense stayed where they're supposed to play within the framework of this defense. They ran a trap play inside.
Ty French was an All-Big South first-teamer a year ago. School records with 61 tackles for loss and 34.5 sacks in his 4 seasons at Gardner-Webb. Waddell back into the game in the backfield. West Virginia's defense already with a sack and 3 tackles for loss. This is just the second drive for Albany. Marquette, little self-preservation, slide shy of the 20 and brings up another 3rd down.
When you watch their defensive line, the Mountaineers are running games. ET stunts, TE stunts, and what it is getting the offensive line on different levels. And they're not able to pass these games off, which is getting right in the quarterback's face, so he can't make a decision whether he wants to put the ball down the field because they're not open when he does get a chance to throw it.
Third and 13. Marquette rolling. Sidearm delivery incomplete. He had 2 receivers in the area. Jackson Parker and Caden Birdie were both there. Kind of fell incomplete between the 2 of them, and punting time once again for the Great Danes.
That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to move the pocket. They cannot let Miles Marquette stay in the middle of that pocket. They're going to have to move it, run some boot protection, try to get him out of the pocket, away from that pass rush.
Preston Fox back to receive this punt. This time a wobbly kick that takes a Albany bounce, rolls inside the 35. Will be down closer to the 30-yard line. And that's where West Virginia will begin its 3rd offensive possession, a 50-yard punt with no return. Neil Brown in his 6th season as the head coach. Only 44 years old. You know, every team has got kind of a mantra that they live by. He says the identity of our team is wrapped up in 4 things: discipline, strain, being mentally and physically tough, and being smart football players. And I asked him when we talked yesterday, I was like, hey, midnight tonight, if you win the football game, you're home propping your feet up, what will have defined success? And he immediately went to those 4 identity pieces and says that's who we are when we're playing good football. Hudson Clement with the catch.
Yeah, a little boot to the right side. But you're right. You know, Brown wants to do that. He wants to make sure you play tough brand of physical football. They did 2 of those against Penn State. Physical, but they made too many mistakes. You don't have to worry about effort, but you have to worry about that going out and making the simple mistakes would lead to bigger things going wrong in your play.
Jaheim White was the running back on the field for most of the first drive. Then it was C.J. Donaldson's turn. White back in the game, and it's a swing pass to the outside, and Day Farmer out across the 45, brought down by Denzel Patrick, but not before a first down.
And those are the plays, if you are on defense, you got to make. You had him in the backfield. Go up and make a play. Don't miss. You got to make sure you make that play.
Day Farmer is a freshman out of Melbourne, Florida. Played his high school ball at Melbourne Central Catholic. 4-star wide receiver. He was a top 50 wide receiver as rated by ESPN. Jaheim White goes in motion out of the backfield. Green looking down the field with pressure in his face. Completes out across midfield. On the catch, Rodney Gallagher III.
Now they're trying to go out and really confuse this Duke defense. 12 personnel, but they split all the receivers out wide. Empty formation, and just throw a little out route for the completion. Now you're in 2nd and 5 as opposed to being 2nd and 10.
Jaheim White last week had 8 carries for 33 yards. They go play action to White. Green looking to throw. He avoids pressure, and now he's got some room. Trying to make something happen, and he slides. They'll mark him down at the 39-yard line.
Smart play by Green. Not necessarily a decision to run, but when he does run, slide a little bit. You know, don't take the punishment that you don't have to. He's already had 2 blocks, 1 block for a touchdown. This time he erred on caution.
Whistles blow before the snap. That's the end of the first quarter. A good first quarter that saw Garrett Green go 10 for 12 for 101 yards and a touchdown. Even got a little bit of an assist with a block as Jaheim White went into the end zone for the opening score. Justin Robinson had a touchdown catch as well. 14-0 Mountaineers after 1. One of the most beloved traditions at the University of West Virginia, the Mountaineer. Actually got a chance to meet him yesterday. Braden Atkins, this year's Mountaineer. The spring game was his first opportunity to stand and hold that Kentucky long rifle. Green tried to dump that one off. Did he have a receiver close?
It's an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass.
Ruled an incomplete pass. It's almost like he was trying to set up a screen there, and it just wasn't there.
Yeah, he was trying to set up a screen, but I didn't see who he was screening into. He threw it at the feet of an offensive lineman.
There was a lineman that was closest to
no
where that ball hit.
There was no foul for intentional grounding. There was a receiver in the area. It's second down.
Fortunate there for the Mountaineers. An upset brewing in college football. Northern Illinois just made a field goal to go up 16-14 over Notre Dame, but 31 seconds remaining for the Irish to try and pull one out of the fire in South Bend on the heels of that big win in College Station last week. Garrett Green down the middle. He's got Cole Taylor into the end zone. A touchdown for the Mountaineers. 39 yards. Cole Taylor, who is on the Mackey watch list as the best tight end in America. Second team All Big 12 a year ago with his first touchdown catch of the season.
Great size, speed. 6'7", 255.
6 plays, 69 yards, took just 2:23. Second touchdown pass of the day for Garrett Green. The extra point from Michael Hayes is perfect. And the Mountaineers lead at 21-0.
Love the play design on this. They run play action, and then you watch tight end just run down the seam, crossing route, and then he just turns on the speed. That's 6'7", 255, 260 pounds, folks. Outrunning DBs, linebackers. Yes, no wonder he's on the Mackey list. Won the premier.
Neil Brown told us yesterday he's a good run after the catch guy. Case in point.
Turned it up.
Cole Taylor was the leading receiver on this West Virginia team last year. He had 35 catches and a team-high 4 receiving touchdowns in 13 games. What a performance so far by Garrett Green. Couple of touchdown passes. Only 3 incompletions so far. And a good day for Cole Taylor with his 3 catches.
Tight end is always a quarterback's best friend. Ask Patrick Mahomes.
Jamal Cooney stands at the goal line. Travis Kelce, I think, is who you were talking about.
Absolutely.
Fair catch taken at the 2.
All right, Rich, this offense is going to have to push the ball down the field. 21-0.
Should we give a fair catch signal? The ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. It'll be a touchback.
They may have to get out of their 12 personnel, maybe get into 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, and try to get the ball out to 7. His number 7 and his name being 7.
Greg Gattuso, the head coach at Albany, said, offensively, we want to be as multiple as possible, but he said we don't want to be one-dimensional. We've got to run effectively and then throw the ball down the field. They've had trouble getting anything going effectively so far. They start out on the ground here with Griffin Waddell. Gang tackle out at the 29-yard line, so a gain of 4 on first down.
They need to stay out there. Look, their defense has been on the field way too long. So offensively, they have to take over. And I'm looking forward to seeing Miles Burkett push the ball down the field a little bit.
Gotta have time to do it, though. Right?
It's hard, but it's fair.
You're a former offensive lineman. Guy wants to throw it down the field. You got to give him a chance. They go quick pass here. That's complete to Levi Wentz, and that is a first down. So maybe that's the key, right? Getting the ball out of his hands quickly first.
Exactly. 3-step drop, get the ball out of your hand. You got to run quicker routes. And when you run quicker routes, it makes those DBs come up and play tighter on you. Then you can have the double move going down the field. Now you can have 7 go out on the outside and maybe run an in cut and be open a little bit, because he can create separation. But it's all about the quarterback getting enough time to get the ball to him.
Gain of 14 on the play, so fresh set of downs. Burkett, this time he has time. Good coverage down the field. Burkett going to keep it himself. He'll go out of bounds at the 40 after a gain of a couple.
Josiah Trotter running at him like a heat-seeking missile. And it's funny, you know, I watched this kid from Pop Warner football in Voorhees, New Jersey, to prep, St. Joe's prep, and now a Mountaineer in college. I watched his brother the same way, linebacker position, taught by his pops, all-pro, Jeremiah Trotter.
Saw the green dot on the back of Josiah Trotter's helmet. He's the guy in the middle of that defense who is got the helmet communication system. Quick play action and a quick completion out to Marquise Dietz. Dietz a yard short. Get a look there at Josiah Trotter. With a 3-4 look, he's kind of one of 2 middle linebackers. He's the freshman this year, second year in the program. Dad, Jeremiah Trotter Sr., great career in the NFL. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who we told you was an All-American at Clemson, now with the Eagles as a linebacker. He was in Sao Paulo last night. 3rd and short here for Albany, looking to keep the drive alive. On the ground, and Reed Carrico with the tackle. Carrico, the transfer from Ohio State.
I don't understand why they ran the ball on this play. I would have kept going with the short passes, because this defensive line is getting up the field too fast. Penetration kills all run plays, and watch. The linebacker gets up the field. That penetration stopped this play drive. Why not go out there and keep doing what you're doing? Quick passes.
The biggest upset of this young college football season just happened in South Bend, Indiana. Northern Illinois, 16-14 over number 5 Notre Dame.
Unbelievable.
Lawson punts this one out of bounds, and we'll see exactly where they mark it when we come back. West Virginia in control here in Morgantown, leading 21-0 over Albany after a 20-yard punt. Garrett Green has started this game 11 of 14 for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns.
More so than that, 2 blocks. But here he throws across his body and completes a touchdown. Then a perfect pass in the seam to his tight end, quarterback's best friend. Talking about a game in which he knew last week it was going to be hard. It was against Penn State. But this is a get-right game, and they're using it in that manner.
Everybody that we talked to from West Virginia said could not wait to get back on the field after the disappointment of last week. Garrett Green hasn't come out of his hands. Now just trying to make something out of nothing. Gets a yard on the play. Denzel Patrick credited with the tackle.
And that's a facet of his game he's got to take advantage of, his speed and his athleticism.
Play action, plenty of time. Now pressure. Green will dump it off. Complete to Preston Fox there.
You know what? He reminds me a lot of Baker Mayfield. His demeanor, his confidence, kind of like a Baker Mayfield type of player.
That's a big comp.
Oh, yes. I mean, talking about moxie. He was one of the leading rushers as far as quarterbacks in the Big 12 Conference.
86 rushing yards in this first half so far for West Virginia. Just 85 on the ground in last week's game against Penn State. It was the first time in 18 games that they had not gone for over 140 on the ground. A little late getting there. Preston Fox fell down, couldn't haul it in. Angry in coverage on the play. This is the first punt of the game for West Virginia.
And, you know, we got to talk about Kayvon Angry. He's been a guy he's competing. He's trying to go out there and impose his will on whoever he lines up against. And he's one of those players that you can see going to a Power 5 school and then coming here and just showing, hey, I can play anywhere in college football.
Oliver Straw to punt. He's on the Ray Guy Award watch list. Jakari Carter back to receive the punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 13-yard line. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. West Virginia. How about the defense so far from West Virginia?
I'm talking about speed. They're crushing the run because they're getting penetration. Trotter is running around, and I mean, last week he overran a lot of stuff. These guys now are timing things up just right. In the pass rush, they're getting up the field. They're meeting at the quarterback.
31 total yards so far for UAlbany. They're averaging 2.2 yards per play. The guys in all gold getting after it on the defensive side so far. Last drive for UAlbany was a little better. They were able to move the ball a bit. This pass too tall, intended for Jackson Parker. That's a completion there that UAlbany's got to have.
They've got to have that. He's got to get the ball to him. It worked out perfectly for him. They ran 2 out routes out there. Get the ball so he can catch it. I mean, at least they're starting with 2nd and 10 as opposed to now 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 10.
Seven McGee was the motion man. They faked it to him. Burkett kept it himself. He'll gain a couple out to the 15 before being dropped by Tyron Bradley Jr.
Rich, they can't run plays like this. It takes too long. This was a quarterback trap. They pulled the backside guard around, and then he followed him up in the hole. But the linebackers for the Mountaineers are too fast. They penetrate too fast. They read and react and get a play in the backfield because they just can't get there fast enough. The play takes too long.
Aiden back into the game on 3rd down as the running back off the right hip of Burkett. And a flag comes in. May have been a delay of game.
Delay game. Defense. Number 4. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So instead of 3rd and 8, going to be 3rd and 13. 3 penalties now on UAlbany.
This may have been one of the cases where you can hear the defense saying, hut, hut, hut. And that's what they call now when you do things like that on defense.
I beg your pardon. I said delay of game on the offense. That was a delay of game on the defense. So instead of 3rd and 13, it's 3rd and 4. For this Great Danes offense. Burkett, quick pass. That's complete. And that's a 1st down out at the 25-yard line. Big hit there at the end.
And that's the play design that you want. You flood one side of the field and leak your back on the other side. But now the play 7 getting a little rowdy on the outside.
A little rowdy. 7 McGee. So first down for Albany from the 25-yard line. Couple on first down. Really was a magical postseason run last year for the Great Danes. The flag comes in at the end of the play, getting a little extracurricular now.
A little chippy out there.
Trip to the FCS finals where they matched up with the eventual national champion South Dakota State. They had a first-round bye as the number 5 seed, highest seed in school history.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 12, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That is number 12's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
So that's Anthony Wilson Jr. He's got the undershirt coming apart on him.
And that's exactly what Coach Brown has mentioned. You cannot beat yourself. No matter who the opponent is, you got to play sound football.
See Wilson there.
I don't know about that. A little ticky-tacky there, yeah.
Not a lot there. Unless they were calling the flop at the end, maybe. Regardless, the 15 yards gives you Albany good field position on this drive. And that's a pass down the field. Marquise Dietz on the reception. Had just one catch for 10 yards last week. That's a gain of 24 on his second catch of the ball game.
And you look at it, you give him a little time. They will beat him on the seam, a little seam route over the top. Was able to get there before the safety gets there. Burkett has an arm. He has some talent.
Burkett 5 of 10 for 65 yards so far. This West Virginia crowd coming to life. As Albany's got it on the plus side of the field. Faisal Aiden did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Swarmed by the gold jerseys that time.
You know, they're up front, the Mountaineers are running twist stunts, and it's interrupting the blocking schemes of the offensive line. Oh, that was just good old-fashioned plug by the linebacker.
Timeout for an injury.
Injury timeout on the field. West Virginia has got a player down. We'll check on him when we come back. Second down and 11 for Albany after this break with West Virginia in front, 21-0. Edward Vesterinen was the Mountaineer that was down after the play.
I'll tell you what, he bench pressed the starting right guard, bench pressed him and threw him into the running back to get penetration to stop the run play. I don't know how he got hurt, but
kind of limping after the play, was trying to stretch it out, was able to come off the field on his own. Burkett was going to keep it on a quarterback draw. There was absolutely nowhere to go. TJ Jackson with the tackle. Another tackle for loss for this West Virginia defense.
And there it is. That's what I'm saying. The twist stunt is stopping them on the run plays. Get penetration right there, and then loops around. And they can't stop that penetration by this defensive line. They ran a twist stunt. You're supposed to do that on passing plays. They're stopping them on run plays with this twist stunt.
6 TFLs in the game for the Mountaineers. 3rd and 16. Over the middle, and it's caught. What a catch there by Seven McGee. Enough for the first down. Not 17 on the play.
Definitely not scared to catch in the middle of the field. He's one of the smaller statured wide receivers, but I tell you what, he has a heart of a lion.
McGee, a transfer from Jackson State. Had a career-high 119 receiving yards on 5 catches, including a 75-yard touchdown pass last week.
Exceptional athleticism and speed.
Burkett started this game 1 of 5. He has completed 5 of his last 6 passes. And a timeout taken by Albany.
Charge timeout, Albany. First of the half. Be a 30-second timeout.
Barrett, what's been different? There have been a couple of big pass plays over the middle of the field. Burkett's made good throws on.
I think it's more so that offensive line saying, look, we've got to give this guy a little bit of time. He's making faster reads in how this defense, and he's breaking them down just enough to get the ball out. Yes, they're still getting up and getting pass rush on him, but he's sticking in the pocket and delivering a catchable ball, as opposed to earlier on, he was overthrowing guys or throwing it in the dirt. He is now comfortable in the pocket enough that even though people are falling around him, he's delivering a catchable ball to his receivers in the middle of the field.
Richard Cross, Barrett Brooks with you from Morgantown, West Virginia, Milan Puskar Stadium. West Virginia in front 21-0. First down, deepest that Albany has gotten in West Virginia territory. Burkett trying to make something happen. He gets to the 10-yard line and he's out of bounds with 1st and goal. Nice scramble that time by Miles Burkett.
That's him showing great patience right here. They still get up the field and get a little penetration on him, but he is able to elude the rushers and then show a little speed and athleticism and get out on the corner.
Being chased by Trotter on the play. Griffin Waddell in the game. 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. By far the best drive of the game. So far, 9 plays and 80 yards. It's taken almost 5 minutes. Albany, though, wants to cash in with 7. On the ground, up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Great Danes. Griffin Waddell with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. What a drive.
And I love the way they capped it off. It's just inside zone. Griffin Waddell takes it right up the field, catches them in man-to-man, spread out, picked his hole, and would not be denied going in for the touchdown.
10 plays, 87 yards, took a little over 5.5 minutes off the clock. Now John Opalko on to try the extra point. Sends it through the uprights, and Albany now on the board, trailing 21-7, 4:40 until halftime.
Great run blocking. Get up the field and just drive blocking. They were able to pass off the stunt up front, and then Griffin Woodall just runs behind his pads and could not be denied going in for the touchdown. He played exceptional last week also. Had over 100 yards rushing.
Preseason All-CAA, Waddell. James Bozek will kick off for Albany here.
How about the Great Danes coming out here and competing?
Looked a little shell-shocked out of the gate. Couldn't get anything going offensively. West Virginia comes out clicking, moves the ball right down the field their first 2 drives. Great Danes have settled in a little bit. Trail by 2 scores. Traylon Ray will return this one. Out across the 25, and that's where the offense will go to work. 28 yards on the return.
Defensively, they really need to bow up a little bit and force another punt. If they still want to stay in this game, they must force another punt. With 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first half, this will give them a little inspiration going into halftime.
On the ground, Jaheim White picks his way out to the 40. He's across midfield. Jaheim White has the ball come out. It's a turnover and recovered by Albany. Irv Wiggins Jr. with the fumble recovery. How about that for a change of play?
Okay, don't stop for a
punt. On the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Albany.
Don't make them punt. Just go ahead and cause a turnover.
It was a gain of 37 on the ground for Jaheim White.
Tackled the football instead of the player.
Thomas Joe Kamara was the one that ripped it out, got that uppercut, knocked it loose. Actually, wasn't even an uppercut, just kind of grabbed the football and ripped it out right into the hands of Irv Wiggins Jr., the freshman from Rochester, New York.
A little electricity going over on that Great Dane sideline.
West Virginia shows pressure there in the middle of your screen. First turnover of the game by either squad. Burkett, pressure coming, trying to get away from it, dumps it down the field, incomplete, just threw that one away.
Good decision. But he really needed to see, he saw the blitz coming. When you see the blitz coming, you got to make a quicker decision. You got to have a route in which you can have them come back to it. A blitz pickup type of route.
Jordan Leslie, the defensive coordinator for this West Virginia team, said our philosophy is to stop the run and then don't get beat deep. He saw plenty of effort last week, but didn't see the execution that he wanted. Burkett with time, throws it down the field, and it's caught. That's 7 McGee, and that's into West Virginia territory.
There's just Miles Burkett, not necessarily having a boot protection, but he's reading the defensive line and how they're rushing. And he's moving out so we can get a better launch point and read the field so we can throw an accurate pass to the open receiver.
And Barrett probably could have run for a first down there, but was looking to make the throw, and he made a good one.
See, the only thing when you do go man-to-man, there's nobody accounting for the quarterback. So that's why they're running a lot of man-to-man on the defensive side of the ball for West Virginia.
Timeout on the field for an injury. 7 McGee is the player that's down. He's been big for you, Albany.
I hate to see that.
You see that, and what you hope is that it's a cramp. But
yes.
His reaction makes you wonder if that's the case or not. You see Greg Gattuso in his 11th season. Last year, he was the AFCA, it's the Coaches Association, FCS Coach of the Year. Also named the CAA Coach of the Year last season.
We had a great conversation with him. You could just tell how confident he was in his team and his team's ability to go out there and compete at the FBS level.
Is he telling him rub some dirt on it?
You know what? In talking to him, that's probably what he said.
Really enjoyed that visit. And, you know, you mentioned earlier, we were talking about philosophy in the transfer portal. Different FCS programs have different ways of looking at things. He said, I know you'd love to have those 4 guys that are at Miami, Arkansas, Michigan, Wisconsin now back. And he said, well, yeah, we would. He said, but that's part of our recruiting pitch. We say we're going to develop you, we're going to work you, and if you're good enough, you're going to have that opportunity. But then on the other side, he said, we don't take a lot of Power 4 players into our program. We tend to bring more D2 guys up. It's a formula that has worked for UAlbany. Burkett pressured, throws, and that ball is caught. Marquise Dietz with another catch. 3rd catch of the game for Dietz, and another first down for the Greyhounds. Excuse me, the Great Danes.
That's an exceptional coming out of a break and getting the ball with that catch. I mean, that's exceptional. He was almost wrestled down, but able to break and get away, create separation, and keep those chains moving.
14-yard gain on the play. Ball's at the 27. Aiden patient, looking for a seam, and there was nothing there.
You know, to expand on what you said about Coach, he said that he doesn't usually take those FBS players because, number one, they usually leave there because they're not getting tape, they're not getting playing time. So he hasn't seen what they can do.
Yeah.
But what he does is, if you do come, he'll develop you enough that either you get an opportunity or a shot to go to the league or something of that nature.
Well, and in terms of his quarterback, Miles Burkett, you're talking about a transfer from Wisconsin. he said, look, we saw his high school tape, and we saw what we needed to see. It's not the type player that we normally could get. Said he was a star in the Milwaukee area in high school and really likes what Burkett has brought to their program. Their backup quarterback, Trey Lindsey.
Offense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, second down.
An older guy as well. He is a transfer from Auburn. That's Sean Duggery, the center. Hard to hide if you move early and you're at that position.
Right. It all starts with him.
We are closing in on the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if they get this play off. They do not. That will take us to the 2-minute timeout with
this is the 2-minute
a 14-point lead for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Albany trying to make this a one-score game before the half. Miles Burkett started this game 1 of 5, but he has heated up since then. Now 8 of 14 for 120 yards. 2 minutes remaining in the opening half. It's West Virginia 21-7. Second down and 16 here for the Great Danes of Albany. Burkett taking a shot down the field to the end zone. Touchdown! Great Danes, a 33-yard touchdown pass. And that makes it a one-score game. Jakari Carter with the touchdown reception.
We've got a game, Rich. We've got a game.
This big crowd at Milan Pushkar Stadium, perhaps a little uneasy all of a sudden. Back-to-back scoring drives. That one 6 plays, 64 yards, 2.5 minutes. The extra point is good, and it's now 21-14 with 1:54 until the half.
A little solid protection. Lead the tight end in and the running back in and just run a go route. It's man-to-man. Watch my guy outrun your guy and able to have a huge throw. Leads him right into the pass, into the end zone.
He got one-on-one on the outside. That was Garnett Hollis Jr. in coverage. Spent 4 years at Northwestern before transferring in. How about that? After a 1 of 5 start, 8 of 10 for 133 yards for Miles Burkett, and he has brought his team back in this game.
The game is slowed down to him. Not just him, but also that offensive line. They're being more patient in their pass blocking, passing things off a little bit. And in order to blitz, you got to go man-to-man on the outside because you're trying to bring more than they can block. Well, they're starting to have solid protection, which means they're keeping in more blockers that can help block.
Kick away will go into the end zone for a touchback.
Moving the pocket, he's able to get out there and get away from that pass rush and deliver a capture the ball. He's reading, letting these guys go out and make plays on the outside, getting it to his athletes. Reads it, turns around, leads his receiver into the end zone, created separation, and now this is a game. 21-14.
Burkett threw for 165 and a touchdown last week in the season opening win against LIU. He's thrown for 153 tonight. C.J. Donaldson into the game. He gets the carry on first down. And remember, that possession for Albany started after the forced turnover. It was a huge run by Jaheim White and then had it ripped away at the end of the run. Back on the ground to Donaldson. He gets it to the outside across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
All right, Coach Brown said, I'm getting back to basics. I'm running the ball. We're going to run the clock out, go in and regroup, and then come back out and establish this run again, that physical brand of football they're used to.
And remember, Albany won the toss and deferred to the second half, so they will get the ball to start the second half. Short gain on first down. At least for now, West Virginia content to let the clock run. They've got all 3 timeouts remaining.
Well, I'll tell you, Richard, if you look at it, if you give that defense a little bit of time to rest, they can rush the passer.
Eric Green takes off across midfield. He's got enough for the first down, so that will stop the clock for now with 57 seconds remaining.
First down, West Virginia.
Dante Lunan with the tackle after a gain of 9 on the carry for Garrett Green. Back at it, to the air. That's complete to Clement. He's wrestled down at the 41-yard line.
Mr. Angry.
There's a timeout by West Virginia.
Kayvon Angry is the guy that's bringing straight attitude today.
Charge timeout, West Virginia. First of the half. Please reset the game clock to 47 seconds. 0-4-7. Thank you. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
So they get 2 seconds back on the clock there. 47 seconds until the break. Garrett Green has thrown for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. West Virginia has run for 151 yards. He White with 83 yards, 45 for Donaldson.
You know, I'm looking at this. Garrett Green may want to do a little play action and go over the top and go ahead and score a little touchdown just from play action. Trying to catch that defense in a run-stopping mentality. Just go over the top.
West Virginia 21-0 all-time against FCS opponents. Got a flag on an early jump. Garrett Green there with a big play with his feet. Still on his feet. Garrett Green to the end zone. Touchdown, West Virginia. What was that you were saying about play action?
Okay, I mean, I'll just take it myself. That's what Garrett Green said. I'll just take it myself.
A 40-yard scamper for the West Virginia quarterback, Garrett Green. He had 772 rushing yards a season ago. That is a big part of his game.
Defense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a touchdown. The offside was on number 9.
Barrett, you see that flag come in, and 99% of the time that means a quarterback's taking a shot down the field.
Absolutely. He took a shot. He took a shot with his legs. And when you look at it, this is the second time that he's taken advantage of an offsides penalty for a touchdown. Second time. The first time, it was a pass for a touchdown. This time, a run.
He got the little return shove there on Denzel Patrick as well. 6 plays, 75 yards, took just a minute 15. And that brings Milan Pushkar Stadium back to life. 5 carries for 63 yards and now a score for Garrett Green in this ballgame.
Jumps off sides, reads the pocket. It was going to be a run play anyway. You see how the center went out to go get the linebacker? It was already a called draw play for Green. We said at the beginning, his legs have to be influential in this game in order for him to be very successful on the opposite side of the ball. Just that alone makes this Great Dane defense worry about that more so than stopping the pass.
Well, it's not just in this game. You look at him rushing last week. He had 10 carries for just 5 yards in the loss to Penn State. This game in a weird spot on the schedule. You have the massive rivalry game with over 62,000 here last week against Penn State. And next week, a game that they call the Backyard Brawl. They'll go about an hour north to Pittsburgh.
Which won a game coming back. They got dominated for 3 quarters.
Yeah, Cincinnati had a 17-3 lead today. Pittsburgh came all the way back and won 28-7 over the Bearcats. That was on the road today. Their catch called for, so Albany will get the ball at the 25-yard line with 39 seconds until the half.
You know, I love watching that rivalry when I was playing for the Steelers, you know, because they practiced in the same facility as we did with the Steelers. They stayed practice there. And we used to go out there and watch them. Even when Larry Fitzgerald was there, I was there. And just watching them getting there, ready and preparing to play against West Virginia was something special. Even in practice, it was special. You could tell it was another attitude that they had while practicing when they were going to play against West Virginia.
Do you try anything here if you're Albany?
Of course. They're trying to go out there. They are trying to keep the tone set So when they do come back out, they're still ready.
39 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining. Miles Burkett's thrown for 153 and a score. Albany has scored on its last 2 possessions after trailing 21-0 to start the game. Burkett on the keeper.
Charge timeout, West Virginia. Be a 30-second timeout.
That's the second timeout from West Virginia.
Second of the half.
Try to create a turnover or something like that in this part of the field, maybe.
You got plenty coming your way at halftime. A look at this great state of West Virginia. We will check in on scores from around the Big 12 and have a first half recap for you. Big 12 weekend got started last night with a Big 12 ACC matchup. BYU, who won against Southern Illinois in their opener last Saturday night, but on the road to Dallas, got a win against SMU. Snap is low, Burkett flushed, and he'll throw down the field incomplete, trying to get that one to McGee.
He's showing a little speed out there, a little athleticism. And this is just going to keep that defense aware that, yes, I can run. I can make some things happen with my feet.
Clock stopped on 3rd down. West Virginia can get a stop here. They may take a quick timeout and try and get the ball back one more time before the break. 3rd and 9 for the Great Danes of Albany. Burkett with time, unloads. That's enough for a first down and more. Jackson Parker finally shoved out of bounds near midfield, a gain of 23.
I love the confidence in this young man. He believes in his arm. He believes in his playmakers on the outside. He's giving them a shot.
Anthony Wilson shoved Parker out of bounds at the end. Over the middle, that's caught. Marquise Dietz. No, he couldn't hang on. Couldn't hold on all the way to the ground. Had it in his hands. Dietz has had a good first half.
You got to pull it in. You got to pull it in. Those are the opportunities you need. 10 more yards, you could kick a field goal.
Trying to pull it in.
Oh.
And yanked it off his hip there. 13 seconds until the half. Broken up. Good coverage that time.
Really man-to-man on the outside. That's a very, very good play, because I'll tell you what, Seven McGee has definitely been an impact player for Burkett.
That was Rodney Gallagher III, who is a wide receiver in coverage that time, playing at the corner spot.
You know, I'm looking for who that was, and you're right. Jack of all trades.
3rd and 10, 8 seconds until the half. Burkett launches it down the sideline, overthrows everybody. He was in the neighborhood of Jackson Parker. And so a 4th down coming with 3 seconds until the break.
I like the Great Danes of being feisty. There's been a lot of upsets today. Huge upsets.
One bigger than all the rest.
Oh, absolutely. Northern Illinois.
Charge timeout, Albany.
So Albany takes its final timeout of the half with 3 seconds remaining. Perhaps going to like an end of game type play here.
I'll tell you the truth, Richard, I wouldn't be too cute with this. go ahead and kneel it out and go in, lick my wounds, and come back out ready to fight again.
Correction, that is Albany's second charge timeout.
All right. Probably not going to matter with just 3 seconds remaining until the half.
Right. And I just wouldn't put Miles Burkett in any trouble, in any harm's way. You don't want anything silly to happen to him, especially how he's playing right now.
But if you're West Virginia, you've got to put a bunch of guys back, right? I mean, it's not like you're bringing the house in terms of pressure on this play.
Well, their front four have been good enough by themselves against that offensive line, so I just wouldn't chance it.
See big Fatorma Malba in the middle of that line. Burkett rolling, he throws it to the band.
Yeah, it was just a rollout.
That's how the half is going to come to an end.
That is the end of the first half.
West Virginia jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the ball game. Albany came back with back-to-back touchdown drives, the second of which was created off of a turnover. And then a big answer from West Virginia with the Garrett Green 40-yard touchdown run. Be interested to hear what Neil Brown thinks about this first half. His team leads it by 2 scores, up 28-14. Certainly came out of the gate fast in this one. Neil Brown, the head coach of West Virginia, joins us from the sideline. Coach, you wanted to see a fast start. You got that. What did you make of this first half?
Well, the offensively, we had two bad plays. One of them, the quarterback missed the outcut on 3rd and 4, and then obviously the fumble, which has been a reoccurring issue. We got to get that fixed. But offensively, we've been able to do what we need to do. We got to continue to do that. Defensively, just giving up too many pass plays. Been really on one player. We got to do a better job defending the ball down the field. And number 7's a good player.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Yep, thanks.
Neil Brown, head coach of West Virginia, headed into the locker room. There's some little things that he still wants to see adjustments on. 2-score game at the half. West Virginia in front, 28-14 over the Albany Great Danes. An entertaining first 30 minutes under the lights here in Morgantown, West Virginia. 28-14, the Mountaineers leading it over the Great Danes. It's a Big 12 CAA matchup, as we told you earlier. West Virginia 21-0 all time against teams from the FCS. But it looked like a rout was on early in this ballgame. West Virginia with a 21-0 lead. Great Danes, though, with a couple of scoring drives to make it a ball game. And Albany will have the ball to start this second half. They won the toss to begin the game and deferred. Touch of fall in the air tonight in the mountains of West Virginia.
Great weather for football, isn't it? Great weather for football.
Good. End over end kick taken at the goal line. Cooney on the return, and he is upended at the 15-yard line. Tarnu on the tackle. KK Tarnu with a big hit on special teams.
That's what you call a textbook tackle. Wrapped up the legs, went through the returner.
So Miles Burkett, who started the game 1 of 5, got hot. He had some incompletions there at the end of the half. 10 of 21, 176 yards and a touchdown. A week ago in the season opener, he threw for 165 and a touchdown on 12 of 26. Played in 2 games at Wisconsin in 2022. Did not play last year. Going to the air to start this second half, and that ball is caught. 7 McGee hauls it in on the plus side of the field at the 44-yard line. 41 yards on the pitch and catch to start this second half.
That's just one-on-one on the outside, speed, and then he just goes up and catches it at the high point between 2 defenders. That's just 1-2 right there. You could have thrown a flag. They may have gotten there a little too early. But Seth McGee, I mean, he paid for it at the end. But I tell you what, that's a great play.
Second time tonight that he's been helped off the field gingerly.
You know what that looks like? Looks like a cramp. Rub it out. Bring him back in. He needs an IV. See, I never had those because I wasn't fast enough to have those, Rich. I played O-line, you know. We never get cramps. We're not fast enough to get cramps. When you're that fast, you're going to have those type of ailments.
So he'll go to the sideline and get fluids and maybe some pickle juice or whatever else. Be ready to go. What a start to this second half for UAlbany. Big play. And that's what they talked about in the locker room. You get a certain look, you're taking a shot. And they did. Griffin Woodell in the backfield with Burkett. This time he's going down. That is a sack by Sean Martin, playing in his 45th straight game and making his 23rd start tonight. Has not missed a football game since 2020.
As you get on different levels, they ran that X-stunt to perfection. Got him on different planes, goes inside, one goes outside. In order to stop those things, you have to stop them at the line of scrimmage. Stop the penetration.
Martin has to come off the field there. 2nd and 17. The air attack continues. That one nearly intercepted. Burkett was off the mark. That was Josiah Trotter, who nearly came up with his first career interception.
Miscommunication on the play. This young man has showed me a lot today. Speed, reading things, but you could tell he slowed down a little bit. He took the coaching that Coach Brown gave him throughout the week and applied it to this game. He's slow playing things a little more than he did in the first game. A lot of times against Penn State, he would overrun plays.
3rd and long. UAlbany 4 of 8 on 3rd down. Another shot play down the far sideline, and that ball is caught. Levi Wentz with a big catch down the sideline inside the 5-yard line. A 49-yard strike from Miles Burkett.
Speed versus your DB. The Great Danes have some players on the outside that are gifted, that can play at the FBS level. And they're showing it right now.
You see big plays last week.
Coach Brown talked about that extensively.
Got 2 40-plus plays allowed on this drive as UAlbany trying to stick it in and make it a 1-score game. They flip the pass, it's tipped into the air, incomplete. Trying to get it to Dylan Walker, the tight end, on the little hop pass. That was batted down at the line.
Oh, Burkett wish he had this back. He wishes he had this back. Wide open on the play. Timed it out just right.
Anthony Wilson, what an athletic play. Read it, got airborne, and was able to use that left hand to reach out and bat it away. UAlbany fortunate that didn't turn into an interception.
I want to see if they're just going to run it in. Just give it to Griffin. Woodle, let him run it in.
Woodell in the backfield alongside Burkett. Burkett keeps it himself, and he gets down to the 1. He faked it to Jamal Cooney on the speed sweep and then kept it himself.
Where do you go right here? Jared Ambrose, offensive coordinator. Do you put 12 or 13 personnel in, 1 running back, 3 tight ends or 2 tight ends, and just muscle it in against this defense? Just set the tone. Don't be fancy. Run it in between the tackles.
Burkett under center for the first time tonight. Everything else has been in the shotgun. There's a fullback in the game. The give is to Woodell. They fake it to him. Now Burkett flips it out of bounds and incomplete. They tried to get fancy instead of pounding it straight ahead.
I mean, you have the perfect You had the perfect personnel package in there. You had 22 personnel, 2 running backs, meaning a running back and a fullback, and 2 tight ends. Don't get fancy. Run behind the fullback with 2 tight ends and let the best man win. You get fancy with it, they can recover a little bit. They have their best athletes on the field. You have not necessarily challenged athletes, but not as fast the athletes they have out there that can cover.
It was Josiah Trotter that got the pressure. 4th and goal. Fade route, incomplete. There was a stumble on the route. Aiden Garnes in coverage.
Trying to get to 7 McGee. I mean, he's been there for you. Big play potential.
So on the 2nd down play, you had Burkett carry it. They tried this on 3rd down.
Penetration, stop the play.
And then on 4th down, tried the fade route. McGee. 28-14, West Virginia in front. Mountaineers just dodged a bullet after 2 huge pass plays on the opening drive of the half for Albany. The drive stalls out at the 1-yard line. West Virginia's defensive line got pressure, maybe some questionable play calling there. And now West Virginia, from in the shadow of their own goalpost, hands it off to C.J. Donaldson. And a solid run for him on 1st down.
And that's just not playing. They want to get off the goal line. So what do? They get out there, run in between the tackles, inside zone, double teams at the point of attack, and they get 7 yards on the play. Sometimes you just got to hit somebody in the mouth, and that's just what West Virginia's offensive line just did.
Gain of 7 on 1st down. Back to Donaldson, running downhill across the 15. He's got a 1st down and more out across the 20-yard line. Ron Holmes on the tackle. Gain of 13 for C.J. Donaldson.
He's such a big back, 6'2", 236, 240 pounds. Gets in behind those pads, picks a place to go, and just one-step cuts and gets up the field.
You remember his coming out party in his debut for West Virginia. Had 125 yards against Pittsburgh in the backyard brawl back in 2022. Davis, the tight end that moved to the left side. The handoff now is to Jaheim White. Gets to the outside. Look at that burst of speed. Out to the 30-yard line and another 1st down before being pushed out of bounds by Denzel Patrick.
That's what you call thunder and lightning. White and Donaldson. I'll tell you what, though, this is how you set it up. You go for the big play, play action, push the ball down the field, and we haven't heard from Cole Taylor in a while either.
Has a touchdown catch in the game tonight. Taylor not in the game right now. It's Traylon Davis. Patient run that time, but nowhere to go.
Pads popping.
Dante Lunan wearing number 8 tonight. Each week, the coaching staff determines one player that will wear number 8 in honor of A.J. Simon. Garrett Green, bobble and a catch. Did he haul it in and get a foot down? Yes! What a catch by Jaden Bray. Gain of 14 yards. I beg your pardon, Traylon Ray tipped it to himself and was able to haul it in.
Great concentration, gets 2 feet in on it.
Jaheim White, play action. Time, Green over the middle. Actually out to the right side, that's caught. That's Hudson Clement.
And you're able to push the ball down the field because, number one, you established the run. You made that defensive line and linebackers think about you running the ball, and now you can go up there because you kind of massage the defense so much that you can go down the field with it.
Gain of 17, now Green. This time he's hit, and he is dropped in the backfield, leading the way, Dylan Dunathan. the freshman from Damascus, Maryland.
This is what you call a run blitz. Cross dog in the middle of the field. They don't have enough to block it. Great call by the defense of the Great Danes.
Loss of 9 on the play. 2nd and 19 for the Mountaineers. How about the true freshman Donathan? And 2 tackles in the opener. Should be a free play here. There goes Garrett Green with his feet again. He's dropped by Jack Uliano.
Garrett Green on quarterback keeper. Brought down by Jack Uliano. Back on the play.
Offside. Defense. Number 6. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
That was Adewaka that jumped early. Just to finish the story up on A.J. Simon, former UAlbany player. While prepping for the NFL draft last April, he passed away unexpectedly. In 2 years with Albany, recorded 17.5 tackles for loss, 12.5 sacks last year. 3rd most in a single season. One player wears the number 8 each game to honor his memory. It's based on work ethic and preparation. They say that A.J. was the gold standard in terms of preparation, and they want to continue to honor his memory.
Absolutely. He had a legitimate shot of taking it to the next level, to the NFL, and passed away mysteriously. I mean, it's an honor to wear number 8, and I'm glad to see that that's going to be a tradition for this team.
And tonight it's Dante Lunan. Normally wears number 10, the senior from Miami. 3rd down and 14. Garrett Green looking for a big play with his feet. Spins across the 30, down close to the marker. They're going to spot him a yard short at the 29 after a gain of 13. Deion Hawkins with the tackle.
He has no fear. He lets those big guys get up on those linebackers and, hey, don't come up to me with a little bit of safety. If you're not a linebacker and above, I don't fear you. He's just running out there with no type of cause for his body at all.
C.J. Donaldson, the heavier back into the game. It's Donaldson on the carry, easily picks up the 1st down. Dropped just shy of the 25.
See, I know what it is to have a back like that. I won the Super Bowl with Jerome Bettis. And when you have a back like that, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, there wasn't a time if we didn't have 3 yards that we couldn't put him in and get those 3 yards. Hand it off to Bussey, he's going to get it for you. I think they're seeing the same thing in Donaldson.
Donaldson, 6'2", 238. They fake it to Donaldson. Green stands in, takes a shot toward the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Preston Fox, overshot him by a couple of yards.
They had a perfect defense on it for it too. They were in man-to-man. Speed kills, and he definitely created enough separation on the go route. Just got to put it on him.
West Virginia came out of the gate in this ball game on fire.
The seams are open. Little tight end passes look good.
Jaheim White back into the game. Donathan on the tackle.
In the red zone, this is where they like to hit the tight end also.
Right outside the 20, from the 22, back on the ground to White, and he is pulled down from behind at the 20-yard line. Flag comes in. It was the referee who threw the flag.
Might be a
Looked like
horse
he
collar.
was brought down either by horse collar or perhaps face mask. Everybody settles down after tempers momentarily flared.
Yeah, the way his body stopped abruptly. More than likely it was one of those two that happened.
Waiting on the announcement from our referee tonight, Luke Richmond.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, number 8. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic, 1st down.
Watch Lunan at the end of the play here.
Yeah, he's trying to bring him down any way he can. He's being tackled right there. Definitely a horse collar situation, but it's tough when you got a guy draped on you like that to make a play.
White in the game. Remember, this play began at the 1 yard, or this drive began at the 1 yard line for West Virginia. 14th play of the drive. It's a touchdown! Hudson Clement on the slant, hauls it in, a 10-yard touchdown pass for Garrett Green.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a tight end that they're going to hit in the middle of the field on the hash marks, but instead it was the wide receiver. Great call by the offensive coordinator, Chad Scott. Seems to have been open this entire drive.
How about a momentum swing? From 1st and goal for Albany, being stopped on 4th and goal from the 1 to a 14-play, 99-yard drive that took 6 minutes and 40 seconds and finishes with Garrett Green's 3rd touchdown pass of the night.
Right in the seams. Nice play. Look at it. Seam route has been open all drive. Great play by Garrett Green.
A 3-score lead for the Mountaineers, up 35-14 after Garrett Green's touchdown pass to Hudson Clement. 99 yards on 14 plays, took 6:42 to do it.
They did it the old-fashioned way, by just running the ball, being physical, and just knowing your place on how you need to play here in West Virginia.
Good night tonight for Garrett Green. 16 of 21, $192 and 3 touchdowns. Taken from the 2. Jamal Cooney drops short of the 20. And remember how Albany's previous possession ended.
Oh, that should have been a touchdown right there, but a great play by the defense. Then once again, they ran the ball, they got to the 1 yard line, but then they got cute. You're in 22 personnel, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. You just run the ball in. He'd have probably scored on that play. Then you go again with the same personnel, a fullback, a running back, and you try to throw it again. Just run the ball consistently, and then you'll go ahead and score on that play.
And even though McGee fell down on that, the coverage that time by Aiden Garnes was really, really good on that 4th down play.
Absolutely.
So instead of being down potentially 7, Albany finds itself down 21 as they come back to work offensively. That's 7 McGee on the reception.
That has to be the game plan right now. I mean, it's too far into this game to not go out there and use him effectively. Use your pass catching receivers out there. And yeah, he's running off the field. He's cramping right now. He's cramping right now.
Once they start, it's really hard to get them to stop.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about that. I'm offensive lineman. We didn't run that fast, but this guy is a blazer.
Gain of 8 on 1st down, 2nd and 2. Big hit.
Pads popping out there.
Reed Carrico meeting Woodell in the hole.
I love this linebacking core in West Virginia. Now, they were one of the secret teams that I thought were going to really challenge the Big 12 teams this year. Just a tough brand of physical football here in West Virginia. Linebackers are fast, they flow well, but they read things very, very well.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 2 for the Great Danes. Woodell stays in at the running back. Tries to bounce it to the outside, and he goes nowhere. No gain on the play. 4th down coming up. For those last couple of plays, physical, the physical that Neil Brown and the defensive staff wanted in this game.
That's exactly what it is here. Pads popping, guys out there just hitting. And, you know, this is what football's all about. Physical brand of gladiator sport. Each man trying to show I'm better than you are.
Preston Fox back to receive the punt from Owen Lawson. Fox, 2 yards on the return. West Virginia will start from their own 35.
Defense has definitely been out there and imposing their will. They're running stunts up front, getting penetration, stopping all these run plays because they are beating the guys up front. Trot out there making plays.
Leads at 35. The pride of West Virginia there in the north end zone, down low. Great seats for them. Phenomenal pregame show. Phenomenal.
They're extraordinary. I mean, the way they keep the entire state of Virginia.
West Virginia.
I'm sorry. West Virginia.
Thank you.
West Virginia Mountaineers, West Virginia, Morgantown.
Almost heaven.
Yeah.
Here's the offense from the 35. Green looking to the air. Takes a shot down the middle of the field. It's caught! Jaden Gray with the catch with a defender in his hip pocket. 44 yards on the completion.
Talking about looking the Gator in the face.
There is a flag back at the 22-yard line. Late hit, maybe?
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Half the distance from the goal. From the end of the run, actually. Automatic first down.
Watch this. He's looking the Gator, Bear, whatever you want to call it, right in the face, takes it, and delivers a great pass.
So it's not the hit from Sean Morris, right? He arrived right as the ball's leaving. It's the fact that he wraps him up and drives him into the ground.
Yeah, he finished the play. He shouldn't have finished the play. He saw the ball was leaving. I understand the motion kept going, but he wraps him up and kind of throws his body into the ground. That's what got the call. If he'd had his hands up and fell on him, they probably wouldn't have called it.
How about Garrett Green, though, standing with that pressure coming in his face and delivering a strike? Quickly, West Virginia down to the 11. On the ground, C.J. Donaldson Jr. Thomas Joe Kamara on the tackle. Donaldson on the Doak Walker watch list this season. 2-time honorable mention All Big 12.
Just give him the ball this entire drive.
His offensive coordinator, Chad Scott, said he's a tough physical talent, and he's got a forward lean in the way that he runs. 20 career touchdowns coming into tonight for Donaldson. That's 15th all time. That went through the hands of Day Farmer. And Day Farmer just missed out on an opportunity for his first touchdown catch as a Mountaineer.
You don't get many opportunities like that. You've got to bring that ball in. Green gave him an opportunity. But here he is on the outcut. Wide open, had created separation. He's got to haul that in. Now you don't get it. Now it's Donaldson's turn.
West Virginia coaches said you didn't see a lot of what our wide receivers are capable of last week. Had 4 drops in that game against Penn State. Donaldson trying to find a lane. He creates a lane and powers his way down to the 1-yard line. Sean Morris ultimately with the tackle. That's enough for the first down. Donaldson did it on his own.
Look at him. He takes it past patience, but then Olay here. Olay right there, and then just puts his pads going forward, finishes the run for the first down.
I beg your pardon, not quite enough for the first down. Maybe the length of a football short.
Well, I mean, that's easy enough. I'd still give it to him. 4th and 1. What do you have to lose?
Can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. Donaldson into the end zone. 21st career touchdown for C.J. Donaldson. Donaldson had a rushing touchdown last week against Penn State. He adds his second. At one point last year, he had a rushing touchdown in 9 straight games. He had scores in 10 of 12 a season ago, and he's done it in the first 2 this year.
Just inside zone. He even gets there. He outruns the block that's supposed to set him free on the play.
Michael Hayes on to his MPH group play.
What a change in this game we've had. It could have been 28-21. Instead, Albany couldn't score. West Virginia marched at 99 yards to make it 35-14, and now 42-14 after the extra point from Michael Hayes. 5 plays, 65 yards, 2:05 to go. That's 21 unanswered by the Mountaineers.
You see the tight end supposed to get there and kick that end out. But Donaldson said, you know what, I don't need you to do that. I'm just going to run over him. I'm going to run over the guy you're supposed to block.
I'll do the kicking out myself.
Right. He's a load, though. He's a big fella, man. We're talking about 6'2", 238 pounds.
A lot of conversation about who the favorite is in the Big 12. The media voted Utah in their first year in the Big 12 to be the conference champion. But when you look across this league, it feels like there are a lot of teams that are in the mix, and not a lot of people talking about West Virginia as a conference champion.
They absolutely should.
One thing that Neil Brown said is we spoiled an opportunity last week. We did not play well in that football game. We had the big stage. We had a massive crowd, and we delivered a disappointing performance. And so now we've got to play ourselves back into earning another one of those opportunities. And they said it started tonight.
It absolutely started tonight, and they still have an opportunity with the playoff system that they have, especially with them being in a conference that's a Power 4 conference. They're still in the mix. And with Green being their quarterback, it really, really helps their, where they're at.
A little pushing and shoving on the Albany sideline. A reminder of what the Big 12 looks like now. 2022, there were 10 members in the Big 12. Last year, 4 new schools. Houston, Cincinnati, BYU, and UCF joined the league. 2024, Texas out, Oklahoma out. They're now in the SEC. But 4 teams that were in the Pac-12 now in the Big 12 with Colorado, Arizona, Arizona State, and the Utah Utes.
Very competitive.
Got all that? Quiz coming later. 1st and 10. Burkett. Second and 10 after the incomplete pass.
I like the fact that he threw the ball out of bounds. He didn't give up a sack, and push his team back. Smart decision. Now they've got to throw the ball. If they want to get back in this game, they've got to throw the ball. They have the weapons to do it, though.
34 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Third quarter that has been dominated by West Virginia after that long opening drive. The handoff is to Faisal Aiden, and Aiden is ridden out of bounds on the play by Dantes Fagan. Fagan, a transfer from Charlotte. He's a senior, 5th-year senior from Ardmore, Oklahoma.
The Mountaineers have some exceptional athletes from the linebacker on back. Guys that can cover, but they'll definitely let a smack down on you.
That is the end of the third quarter.
3 quarters in the books in Morgantown. Final 15 minutes. West Virginia right now in control, leading it by 28. 42-14. A big night for Garrett Green. 236 yards, 3 touchdowns. And the Mountaineers looking for their first win. 14, the magic number for West Virginia in the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter. It's a 28-point lead for the Mountaineers. 3rd down and 7 for UAlbany on the opening play of the fourth quarter. That's enough for a first down. Caden Birdie on the reception for the Great Danes, a gain of 8.
Miles Burkett uses athletic talent, gets out of the pocket, gets out of the rush, keeps his head looking downfield, able to complete it. But I tell you what, that hype video has me with goosebumps right now.
You liked it, didn't you?
That
Sweet
was
Caroline.
unbelievable.
And then with their own spin on it here in Morgantown. And then and then they roll into the light show. This place rocking between the third and fourth quarter.
Morgantown, party town. They are rocking and rolling right now against this Great Dane team.
Next week for West Virginia, a trip north to Pittsburgh, then the Big 12 opener here at home against Kansas on September 21st.
Another team that's going to be pretty good in the Big 12 conference.
With a healthy Jalen Daniels, Kansas is no easy matchup. This time, Miles Burkett does not slide, going head first. It's going to be marked just shy of the first down.
It's a great way to slide. He's sliding away from the pass rush. His pocket presence is getting better.
Third down, less than a yard. Complete for a first down and a big hit at the end of the play. Birdie again on the reception. Anthony Wilson and Aubrey Burks.
Birdie runs a little slant. He knows he's going to take a little punishment in there, but he goes in there without fear. Completion. They've got to get back to this short passing game. It's working for them. They are blitzing them like crazy right now. There's at least 5 guys at the line of scrimmage just about every single play. They're going to have to pass the ball. You can't run the ball with this type of defensive set.
I said Burks. It was actually Jaheim Joseph combining on the tackle there. It's all pass right now. And a deep shot down the middle of the field. Nobody home except yellow jerseys. Jaheim Joseph was the closest on the play. And you know, you go back to what Greg Gattuso told us, the head coach for UAlbany. He said they wanted to be multiple. They needed to be able to run it effectively and then throw the ball down the field. The running game's out the window at this point for UAlbany. Only 21 yards rushing in the game.
Yeah, I mean, but they have compensated for that by the short game, getting the ball out of Burkett's hands, making sure that they at least catch it. You know, there are a lot of opportunities they dropped that would have kept the sticks moving.
Career high 290 passing yards tonight for Miles Burkett. Burkett incomplete. Levi Wentz was the intended receiver. Dantes Fagan jumped the route, but maybe too much contact and a flag comes in.
Got there a little too early. I mean, but you can with running this type of offense.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 13. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
You become a little predictable in the passing game when you go with the short passing game, but that was a great route.
And that right arm kind of draped across the back. And so a first down.
Try to gain a little advantage. Pull himself through.
You look at what UAlbany has been able to accomplish offensively tonight. 311 yards of total offense against probably the most athletic defense that they will see all season long. Busted play there. Burkett just goes forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Next week, UAlbany will head west to take on Idaho. That's an Idaho team that they beat in the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs a year ago. And then after that, they get into CAA play with a home game against Maine. This is the team that it feels like could once again make some noise in the FCS.
They're competing right now at the FBS level. This is only give them a little more of a sense that, all right, we're going to dominate our league because we hung with the big boys.
Burkett takes another shot, and this one's incomplete, but another flag comes in once again, trying to go to Levi Wentz. Once again, Dantes Fagan in coverage.
Yeah, you got to turn around and look for the ball. He never turned around and looked for the ball on the play.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty. First down.
You got to at least give your guy an opportunity, and that's exactly what he did. He gave his receiver an opportunity.
And Barrett, I mean, there was contact there, but it was not egregious contact, but never looked at the ball, and that makes that flag a whole lot easier to throw.
Yes, it does.
Burkett, swing pass. Not much there for Waddell.
You know, they're one step away, one catch away, one block away, just about in every drive from keeping the drive going, number one, but being a great FCS team, number two. They're close. They're very close. The Great Danes are competing, but they're just not sealing the deal, and that's the difference between what West Virginia is doing and what Albany's doing.
And again, 4 players left last year's team that made it to the FCS semifinals for Power 4 opportunities. Burkett, a little sidearm delivery, and Dietz just short-armed that one, couldn't haul it in. Their quarterback from last year, Reese Poffenbarger, transferred to Miami. We had Anton Yukich that went to Arkansas, Amir Hall to Michigan, and Elijah Hills to Wisconsin. Significant players from that team a year ago
to Power 4 teams. He said, you know, coach said he would have loved to keep them, but he's developing his players.
And he said we celebrate the opportunities that they have when those opportunities arise. Burkett complete this time to Birdie once again. Actually, that's Jakari Carter on the catch, I beg your pardon. Gain of 11. And that will bring up 4th down and a yard.
And right here, they're just learning right now. Look at the blitz pickup they have. Giving their quarterback an opportunity to get the ball down the field. This is a learning situation for this Albany team. If they can do this against West Virginia, the FCS level shouldn't be as hard for them going into games now.
0 for 2 on 4th down tonight. 4th down and a yard here.
Don't be cute, run it.
Fullback in the game. Burkett going to throw the fade toward the corner. It's incomplete. Trying to throw it to Levi Wentz. They've not trusted the short yardage situation tonight, whether it's on the goal line on the opposite end of the field or on 4th and 1 there.
And I understand, you know, but sometimes, you know, you got to put it in the hands of the offensive line. Give your guys an opportunity to at least try to pick a hole and do it. This right here is not working for them.
42-14, 9:51 to play. Mountaineers ball. 42-14, West Virginia in front of Albany. 9 minutes, 51 seconds to play. Looks like the night is over for Garrett Green. A big night for number 6 in the gold jersey. Now he is a cheerleader for Nico Marchiol. Backup redshirt sophomore from Chandler, Arizona, Hamilton High School. The left-hander delivers complete on 1st down. That's Rodney Gallagher, the 3rd on the reception. Marchiol, 6'1", 223 pounds, obviously a left-hander. He is also good with his feet. Coaches tell us maybe a more physical runner even than Garrett Green is. Jack Samarco, the tight end on the reception. Good enough for a 1st down.
He's definitely got a little size on him.
Samarco, a freshman from Cincinnati. First team All-State as a senior, had 5 receiving touchdowns last year. Played on both sides of the ball as we look at Marchiol. A couple of pass completions and a first down with 9 minutes to play. Donaldson to the outside. Big hole. Big gain across midfield. All the way down to the 28, maybe the 27-yard line. Deion Hawkins with the tackle after a 48-yard run for C.J. Donaldson.
I love the block on the outside. They pull the backside. We call that joker when you don't have a tight end that side, and you just run power and allow that running back to pick a hole on the outside. Joker, one of the best plays in football. Double down front side, pull the backside guard around, and just pick a hole front side.
That might be it for C.J. Donaldson. He goes over 100 yards, 125 on the night, and a score. Trayvon Dunbar is a new running back into the game. Shot to the end zone, incomplete. A flag comes in. Marchiol trying to get it that time to Preston Fox. The 125 yards rushing tonight for C.J. Donaldson matches his career high at 125 in his West Virginia debut against Pittsburgh back in 2022.
15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, you got to turn around, at least turn around. You know, both guys are you know, hand fighting, but you got to turn around and at least make a play on the ball.
So Trayvon Dunbar, the running back, now into the game. Casey Azamaway, he might have had a handful of jersey there too.
Yeah.
Rips it out of the backfield. Traylon Davis on the reception. Davis, largely a blocking tight end. He had 2 catches for 2 yards in 13 games last year.
You got to throw him a bone sometimes, you know. At least let him feel like he can receive. He be a receiver.
He caught that one for 0 yards.
Charge timeout. West Virginia.
West Virginia takes the timeout.
30-second timeout.
Nico Marchiol will come over and talk with the offensive coaches.
You know, they haven't changed the offense with him either. They're running the same exact offense that they ran for Green.
With a break on the field, we'll take one as well. 42-14 with 7:26 to play. West Virginia 42-14. They've got the ball at the 12-yard line. Got some folks hanging around for the banquet at this point.
Yeah. That's my kind of guy right there. We were the same shirt size. He's texting me now. He wants my order.
42-14. 2nd and 10 coming. Nico Marchiol in the ball game. Hand off. It's Marchiol who faked out everybody, including me. 12-yard touchdown run for Nico Marchiol. And West Virginia pushes the lead out to 48-14.
And you might say they're trying to run the score up on them. No, they're not. They're trying to get their backup quarterback some game type of reps, you know, because I mean, you never know what goes on throughout a season. You got to make sure you have somebody that can run this offense just as good as Green as they go forward, especially when Big 12 play starts.
5 plays, 87 yards, 2:29 off the clock, and a touchdown run for Nico Marchiol. R.J. Koshan, the backup kicker, comes into the game, splits the uprights. 28 straight scored for West Virginia.
Simple outside zone, block down, pull the guard around. It's almost like a stretch play. Down and around. Follow your blocking.
Marchiol was a decorated player coming out of high school. The Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year his senior year. Threw for just shy of 2,700 yards, 37 touchdown passes, and 6 rushing touchdowns. Played in Colorado as a freshman and as a sophomore. Ultimately chose West Virginia when he entered the transfer portal. He had nearly 30 offers when it was time to make that change, and Marchiol decided that this was the spot. He's backing up Garrett Green,
who's a senior, though.
Hey, don't you know that the buckskin feels better tonight than it did last Saturday when it was 100 degrees at kickoff here in Morgantown? Mountaineer getting those push-ups in.
Slight chill in the air right now.
(49-14). You saw the Mountaineer. That's such a big part of the tradition here at West Virginia. We were walking out of the facility after meeting with Neil Brown yesterday. That's Braden Adkins. He was selected among a large group of his peers to be the Mountaineer. It is a long-standing tradition here. He carries around that .45 caliber Kentucky long rifle. It's a black powder gun. The spring game last year was his first event. That's when the new Mountaineer is introduced. He said the spring game this year will be my last event, not actually as the Mountaineer, but there to help train the new person who is selected. Told us that he has already gone over 250 events. Everybody wants him, wants the Mountaineer there for special occasions.
I wonder if he's going to let me borrow that suit right there.
He's not. And I'll tell you what else he won't do. He won't let you hold the gun. I asked yesterday, I wanted to take a picture holding that .45 caliber Kentucky long rifle, and he said, nope, sorry, that's one of the rules. I don't know if that's his rule or somebody else's. It's a beautiful gun with the state of West Virginia. There's a gold piece, I guess a brass piece that's embedded in the stock of the gun on the side. What a nice run there by JoJo Uga. 22-yard gain.
You got to keep fighting. And that's exactly what this Albany team's going to do. You know, like I said, they're a play away right here from you know, the entirety of the night. Being close to, you know, to really competing at this level of football. They have some weapons on the outside. But they need to play a little more disciplined. And also their approach, you know, you just got to go out there and finish plays.
299 of the 349 yards prior to that play for Albany have come through the air. Miles Burkett, 17 of 36, 299 yards and a touchdown.
He definitely impressed me. He can play the game from both aspects. He can be a drop back pass guy, and he can also, you know, use his legs.
Closing in on 5 minutes to play. I'll go on the carry, picking his way close to the 40-yard line. He's dropped at the 41. That's enough for a first down. You know, Barrett, you can't help but wonder how this second half might have played out differently if Albany, when they have it first and goal, they go with the kind of the jump pass that's batted down at the line on first down, quarterback run on second down, gets into the 1, and then they try to go play action, kind of a trick play, and then a fade route. They don't score. That would have made it a 7-point game. West Virginia immediately takes it, marches 99 yards down the field. What feels like a 14-point swing, instead of being a 7-point game, it's a 21-point game.
Yeah, 21-point swing. And it just goes to show, you know, the dominance of you know, West Virginia wanted to go out there and really close the game. You know, they have a lot of their young players in there right now trying to get some needed reps. These reps right now won't be probably granted once Big 12 play starts. You know, you have closer games. So this is vital preparation for them just in case, you know, these young players have to play.
Waddell on the carry, hard yards, running down to the 35. That's a gain of about 6. Good solid run there. Brings up 3rd down.
Great Danes still have their #1 offense out there. And you see, you know, guys like Seven McGee out there still sucking it up, been cramping for the, you know, probably the whole entire second half, still giving his all.
Albany 7 of 14 on 3rd down tonight. They've got 3rd and 4 here from the 35. Clock at 1, they get it off. Oh, and a big hit in the hole. Look at Ben Cutter stepping up, the sophomore from Denver, North Carolina. Honorable mention, all Big 12 a year ago, had 56 tackles a season ago. And he laid the lumber there.
You know, he reads, finds a hole, and he came in there with all intent and purpose of cleaning that hole up. You will not come through this hole today. Not today.
4th down coming here for Albany. They keep the offense on the field. Play clock is winding down. They don't appear to be in a big hurry right now. 0 for 3 on 4th down in the game. Perhaps going to take a timeout.
Take a timeout or take the penalty and punt it. Give them more room to punt. Directional punt it.
I got a punt down 35 with 2 minutes to play.
Charge timeout.
Are you?
First of the half.
You're right. I just don't. I wouldn't keep out starting quarterback out there, though.
I understand what you're saying. 2:24 to play. We'll be right back.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. Moving piles of earth just by moving a lever. Towing up to 4,000 pounds with a machine that weighs less than half that. Cutting grass, clearing the way, and perfecting every inch of your land. We could keep trying to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at johndeere.com/get-in-the-seat.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
On a hyped-up Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
All aboard the hype train. We're going all the way. Woo!
I heard this hype train runs an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
And the hopes of overly optimistic fans. Hey guys, check out my new tattoo.
We're so winning it all.
Even the national media agrees.
And they're never wrong about anything.
Oh, wait.
Our quarterback got injured in practice. Okay, everyone off the hype train.
Well, that didn't last long.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
It would be the best story, not only in tennis, but maybe in sports.
I looked different. I played different. I was something that no one had ever seen before.
Let's hear it for the biggest stage of all, a kaleidoscope of experiences. If you're looking for that soul, that unbreakable spirit, you've come to the right place. The U.S. Open, August 26th through September 8th on ESPN. The U.S. Open, August 26th through September 8th on ESPN.
I'm on the next level now. It's so on.
49-14, West Virginia leads it over Albany, the Great Danes out of the CAA. Northern Arizona and Arizona coming up on ESPN+. That from Tucson. 10 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. They saw Aiden in the backfield alongside Miles Burkett. 4th and 2. Great Danes 0 for 3 on 4th down tonight. Burkett wants to throw across the middle, complete, good enough for a first down. Jamal Cooney on the catch. The Dartmouth transfer, originally from Miami Gardens, Florida.
Little slant play. Burkett gets it out of his hands quick, allowing his receiver to go ahead and complete it for the first down. I like the fight in him.
First,
this is the
4th down conversion of the game for Albany. 2-minute timeout. West Virginia in front by 35. And we welcome you back to Milan-Pushker Stadium in Morgantown, West Virginia. WVU on the verge of evening their record at a win and a loss, and starting to get that bad taste out of their mouth from last week. I know we've gone back to it a couple of times, and it was incredible how many times everybody associated with West Virginia said, we're just ready to get back on the field. Neil Brown said, I wish we could have played last Sunday.
The next day, right? That's huge. But they knew the mistakes they made. It wasn't from a physical standpoint. It wasn't from, lack of effort. It was more so just bonehead mistakes. Doing the things that, not like penalties, but overrunning plays. And of course you're going to get beat every once in a while when you're playing against somebody that can, is faster than you or stronger than you. Those type of things happen, but to make mental mistakes, that's the biggest thing that they needed to make sure they crossed off the list tonight.
Timeout taken by Albany with a minute 12 remaining in the game.
Second and a half. 30-second timeout.
Very good too. So Pierce content to keep the ball on the ground and kind of run this out a little bit.
He's old school, man. He's old school.
So Neil Brown, a year ago, led this West Virginia team to a 9-4 record. I told you earlier, they were picked 14th in the SEC. He coached for some good ones, different types of coaches. Larry Blakeney at Troy, first-time offensive coordinator opportunity. He said Larry Blakeney was a people person. He was about connecting people. With Tommy Tuberville, he said, he was a CEO-type coach. He had been at it for a long time. He turned me loose with the offense, and I kind of learned how to manage the entire program. And with Mark Stoops, it was all about the day-to-day of the football program, learning how to practice, learning how to recruit, learning how to make sure that holistically they were doing everything right in terms of nutrition and strength and conditioning. And so he kind of pointed to all three of those veteran coaches. Mark Stoops was early in his head coaching tenure at that point as guys that he took things from. He's incorporated all of that. And maybe even for West Virginia fans, some of the results haven't come as quickly as they would like. They played with a massive chip on their shoulder a year ago, finished 4th in the Big 12, and it feels like they've got this program really moving in the right direction.
They definitely turned it around. And 3 years ago, he was a little trouble here on the hot seat, but he's definitely turned the culture around, and they got some winning ways right now. And like I said, I picked them to be very, very good in the Big 12 Conference, definitely competing for one of those spots in the playoff system. Speaking of them coaches also.
Charge timeout, Albany. This is their final timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Fans perhaps a little restless. They're ready to sing.
Yeah, they are. But, speaking of coaches, Coach Brown was under, like Stoops. I actually played for both of the Stoops, the older brother Stoops, at Kansas State University. And,
Stoops, Mike Stoops.
Bob and Mike, and they showed me, number one, it's all about the connections you have and learning from those connections. So I definitely feel what he has as far as learning conceptually what it is to be a great coach, because I thought both of those guys were great coaches. But what he's done here, you can tell he's preaching one message. and everybody's getting it. And you just hear from the press conferences last week at the end, they knew what they did, and they were ready to go out there and reverse what they had done in that game against Penn State.
4th and 1 here for Albany with 23 seconds to play. Uga on the carry, keeps his legs churning, gets the first down. Clock will stop. Zay Jennings on the tackle. Clock will stop while they move the chains, and then it will start again with 18 seconds remaining. Albany trying to get in the end zone one more time. 10 seconds to play in the ball game. Miles Burkett takes a shot toward the end zone. That ball incomplete. Jackson Parker had it in his hands, couldn't haul it in. Spells was there in coverage.
Once again, perfect example. Had it in his hands. Burkett threw a catchable ball. Couldn't have it any better than where it was in double coverage, and he just dropped it.
2 seconds remaining. Should be the final play of this ball game. And snap, Burkett falls on it, and that's how this one comes to an end. Fireworks go off here at Milan-Pushker Stadium as West Virginia evens its season record at 1-1 with a 49-14 win over Albany. Garrett Green, 236 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, also had a rushing touchdown. C.J. Donaldson, 125 yards and a score. Jaheim White, 100 yards and a score. A big win for West Virginia as they bounce back from that loss to open the season last week.
I really enjoyed how this game played out. I mean, not necessarily, how the game ended as far as the score, but just the physicality of the play.
John Denver over the loudspeakers. Almost 7.
This is something special.
One of the truly special moments in all of college football. Neil Brown joins us from the sideline. Coach, congratulations. A pretty good second half all the way around from your team.
Yeah, we've got some work to do. We've got an important run. It starts next week in one of the best rivalries in college football. And we got to continue to get better. Proud of our guys. As poor as we played last week, we bounced back, and I thought offensively we were really sharp. Defensively, we made enough plays. We got to continue to get better, though.
I told you this was my first trip to Morgantown. You've been a part of this a bunch after wins. Does this tradition ever get old?
No, absolutely not. I wish we would have done it last week. I wish we would have performed for our fans last week. We didn't, so now it's the process of building back to get an opportunity to play those type of games again. It starts up at Acrisure Stadium on Saturday afternoon. The last time we went up there, we had the game and we just didn't finish, and so we need to get that taste out of our mouth.
Certainly it's one that means a lot, the backyard brawl next week. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
Yeah, thank you all.
Neil Brown, head coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers. Country roads, high fives, and a lot of smiles tonight inside Milan-Pushker Stadium. Garrett Green joins us as well, the quarterback of the Mountaineers. I'm going to ask you the first thing that I asked Coach at the end. You've been a part of a lot of these post-game celebrations.
Yeah.
Does hearing country roads ever get old?
No, never gets old. This is the best tradition in all of college sports. And it's a blessing every time we get to hear it.
Garrett, you were open after last week's game. You said you didn't play your best. There was a whole lot more in the tank.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about tonight?
I felt okay. I missed the post though to Preston Fox that I got to get corrected, but we're on the right trajectory as an offense. We got a big one coming up next week.
Most quarterbacks, when they realize the defense has jumped off sides, they're taking a shot. You decided to take off. Is that just what's in your brain?
Yeah, just Coach Tyler Allen got on me last week for not doing what I was coached to do, so I was reading the play out.
Backyard brawl next week. Yep. You excited about that one?
Yeah, fired up. We get to go play at their place, and it should be a fun game.
Congratulations on the win tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Garrett Green, quarterback for the Mountaineers, 3 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground, as West Virginia evens its record at 1-1 on the season. And you heard Neil Brown mention it. You heard Garrett Green mention it as well. Next week, it's the big rivalry, the backyard brawl with the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, they came out and they beat Cincinnati this week. They're feeling confident. Both teams coming out of, of wins. So I'm anxious to see what's going to go on up in Pittsburgh.
Appreciate you being with us tonight from Morgantown as West Virginia gets the win. Thanks for joining us on the Big 12 on ESPN+. For my partner, Barrett Brooks, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Richard Cross. Final score tonight, 49-14. West Virginia over Albany. All games there on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. West Virginia gets the win. Good night from Morgantown.